Hi, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good. In this session, we are going to discuss about the history of linear programming. So, linear programming is very vital even for all the day-to-day activities that we are performing, as well as for many industry vertical. Linear programming has been effectively helping them with solving a lot of challenges that they come across. So in my earlier session, I talked about the history a bit actually. So I told that the linear programming got invented in the late 1940s, right? That is still true, but then there are many different linear programming mathematical methods. There are certain new methods, new algorithms that are getting invented as we progress, as we evolve, right? So linear inequalities was there since the 18th century, right? It dates back to the 18th century, but then the linear programming got into a very good effective model in the late 1940s, right? Every decade there has been new invention, new algorithm has come, which has made the linear programming problem solving method a more effective one, right? So all these things started openly visible during the World War II. When there is a world war across the countries and stuff, there will be a lot of shortages of food, there will be a lot of challenges in doing the transportation for the armed vehicles, or even for the normal food to be delivered. There will be a lot of challenges. So uh, the in during the World War II, linear programming model was widely adopted, and they were used for all these purposes to economize the current expenditure that they are doing, and then bringing maximum damage to the enemies, and then to handle the schedule of the transportation, logistics, the resource allocation for the people's needs and the armed people's need, right? So it was heavily used during the World War, and I'm just trying to convey the message here. So it is not only used for the industries, even this was used during a very crisis situation at that particular time during the World War II. So after that, Russian mathematician Kantrovich, as well as an American economist Hitchcock, both of them worked independently to solve the transportation problem. So at that time, during the 1940s, there were a lot of transportation problems, even though there were a lot of transportation mechanisms that are available over the land and over the sea. But still, there were there were I mean, I would say miss of there was a lack of effectiveness, I would say, right? So these people have made it better, and later during 1945, an English economist, G. Stigler, he also determined an optimal diet. Okay, I was explaining which are the different industries, or specifically like what are the top three industries where we are practicing linear programming, right? I was highlighting it is used in transportation industry, it is used in diet to solve diet problems, right? So for the nutritionist, okay, it is not that easy to find out the right diet in the optimized way. When I say optimized way, not everyone can afford a lot of money for their diet, right? So people might have different wealth, different health conditions. So based on all those criterias, the nutritionist has to develop the diet chart, right? So G. Stigler invented a unique method that is still being used, but it has evolved a lot since then. Okay, every decade, if you look at here, during 1970s, even for the linear programming method, for Kantrovich and another different American economist, Koopmans, they were awarded Nobel Prize, right, in 1975 for the linear programming pioneering work that they did, right? And I named this person during the second session as well, so GV Dancing, right? So as part of the linear programming method, there are many ways to solve the particular problem, right? So linear programming can be solved using a graphical method, that is the mathematical based model, which is quite widely used. But there are other methods, like for example, there is an iterative procedure to solve the linear programming problems. So he has named it as simplex method. So there is duality method, duplex method, and there is also one more polynomial time problem solving algorithm. So there are many different methods, and you can also see that there is a Indian name here, Narendra Karmakar. He has also uh, made a big breakthrough, practical breakthrough during 1984, where he introduced a new method, interior point method, for solving the problem. So a lot of Indians have contributed towards different mathematical algorithms and problem solving method, and linear programming is not an exception. So there we had a lot of contribution there. Not just Narendra Karmakar, many other mathematicians have provided a lot of algorithms which has helped solve different problems in different industries. So when I say industry, shipping industry, manufacturing industry, so these are all different industry vertical. Even in healthcare also, the linear programming problem solving method is effectively helping them to solve a lot of challenges that they have. So over the period now, you have a lot of computers. We are in the internet era. We are having 5G these days. We have everyone has got a smartphone. See, let's take an example now. If you want to get a diet chart for yourself, are you going to hospitals these days, or are you going and talking to a nutritionist? No, right? You are trying to enter your details on your own, whether you have some sugar or whether you have some BP issues or what kind of health condition you have. You enter your age, your weight and all those things, and based on the height and all those inputs, it automatically populates a diet chart within few seconds, right? Things have got sophisticated. A lot of new softwares have come. A lot of things have evolved, and I can also show you something here. There are a lot of licensed applications. There are a lot of licensed products as well, but most of them that I've listed here, these are all permissive open source product. When I say open source, it is available for the source code, including the software code, is available for the community as well as for the general public to go and utilize it. Even Google has got a very good product called GLOP, that is a very good open source linear programming solver. So this, I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of linear programming problem solving softwares and applications, and I have just listed a few examples just for your quick consumption. See, you can develop it in Java, you can develop it in .NET, you can develop it in any programming language, and for any particular device. It can be for mobile, it can be for laptops and other devices. So linear programming problem solving method, you can see people have got Nobel Prize for that, and that it clearly indicates, or that clearly conveys, that linear programming is a widely adopted problem solving method, and we should see, since we have the software and tools, it's not that we should not learn it, right? We need to learn the fundamentals of linear programming. What is the base minimal or bare minimal terminologies that we will come across, the constraints, the objective function, right? So all these stuffs we need to learn. So let's continue to do little more, solve little more problems, part of the exercise 12.1 and 12.2, so you get better understanding how you can do it in your own approach, right? Thank you for listening.